Well, of course, we will have a detailed look at that story later on in the news. In other local stories, here at home, 4 individuals were killed in an accident that occurred in the Kiribati area in Peradeniya this morning. According to the police, 29 individuals were injured and they are receiving treatment at the Peradeniya and Kandy hospitals. The accident was a result of a collision involving a private bus and a bus transporting employees working at a garment factory in the Kiribati area in Peradeniya. The private bus was plying from mtlo to Colombo, while the bus transporting employees of the garment factory was heading towards Kandy from Mavanalla.
The mtlo bus had deviated from that direction and this bus had got embedded. The driver has died on the spot in the accident.
The bus driver died from the accident. 27-year-old Mahesh Priyank Navaratna was a resident of the Randanigam area in Hemathagama. 2 female individuals who were residents of the Hemathagama area also died from the accident. 20 injured persons were admitted to the Peradeniya hospital, while 10 individuals were admitted to the Kandy General Hospital. A hospital spokesperson said that an individual who was receiving treatment at the intensive care unit succumbed to his injuries this evening.
Though not as valuable as gemstones, quartz stones have some value in the world markets. Quartz are vastly used in the production of electronic equipment. Apart from the famous rose quartz mountain in Namaluyana in Kalkariyagama, yet another rose deposit was discovered at the Janata Estate Development Board's Nagasthana Estate in the seaport area of the Ariyanthur Divisional Secretariat Division in the year 2004. This rose quartz deposit, which spreads across an area of 40 acres in the Nagasthana estate, has come under the ownership of one individual at present.
We see that a certain group is trying to destroy this rose quartz. They have already made plans. This would cause grave damage to the environment in this area. Area residents point out that the manner in which this valuable deposit, an estate which belongs to the government, has been taken over by an outsider is very problematic. The other problem at hand is that all the activities that is taking place around this area is being done without informing the responsible authorities and officials in the area. This has so far continued without the approval from the Provincial Council or the Provincial Council Office. This area has been demarcated. We are unaware as to whose wish that this is being done. According to the chairman of the Ariyanthur Pradeshiya Sabha, if this rose quartz deposit situated in an area which has been identified as a landslide-prone area by the Geological and Mines Bureau is damaged in some way, it may have an adverse impact on the residents of the area. As the chairman of the Ariyanthur Pradeshiya Sabha, I am strongly against this. At the same time, I would like to ask the institutes which provide approval for such action to conduct a feasibility study before granting approval. It is very important that all our institutes get together and grant permission for such activities. These facts are more than enough not to discard the charge that there is a threat that these resources would be secretly exported. Should more time need to be wasted to look into this racket which is being carried out while putting the lives of seaport residents in danger in the backdrop where landslide warnings have also been issued? Chairman of the Geological and Mines Bureau, this is over to you.
Welcome back. United National Party's former Deputy Chairman Imtiaz Baqir Markar says that all sectors of society are frustrated with the government. He made this observation while addressing a public meeting in Akurana.
On one hand, the police is fed up. On the other hand, the armed forces are fed up and are selling vegetables. University lecturers are greatly frustrated. University students have taken to the streets believing it is the end of free education. The health sector is frustrated. The private sector is deeply fed up. Journalists can't feel freedom. Can the people who love this country just watch in vain while this country is taken to this level? That is my question to you. Just because those powerful in the UNP took away my deputy chairmanship, can I tell you to support a government like this?
The European Banking Authority has taken steps to inquire as to whether its banking system can face the economic crisis that has been developing across Europe. The financial stability of 90 banks was thus inspected, and the results are to be released soon.
Several countries in the European Union, such as Ireland, Greece, Portugal and Italy, are currently facing a major economic crisis. Will such a situation in Europe affect the export sector in Sri Lanka?
Our goods and services have to be sold on the international markets. And I think for the last few years, right, that priority has not been given in the economy. And we need to bring back that priority, right? We need to be saluting our exporters, right, and giving them all the encouragement. And government macroeconomic policy must be directed so that the real sector grows and exports grow. That's the only way that we could, to some extent, right now, brace against a future crisis.
The government's objective is to increase the number of tourists arriving in Sri Lanka to 2.5 million by the end of 2016, which has seen it reach 700,000 so far. Incidentally, the currency exchange brought to Sri Lanka by those tourists is a very important factor to reach such a goal.
So foreign direct investment is also basically gone down, and if the Eurozone crisis continues, I think that's another area in which we will be affected.
Iran Wickramaratne also states that the pressure exerted by the European debt crisis on the international market may also have some effects on developing countries.
So there are some serious implications for the country that could crystallize with the Eurozone problem. Ultimately, I would say that you can't basically stage manage the economy. Ultimately, it's down to productivity in our factories. It's basically ultimately down to our export competitiveness.
Will such a situation arise in Sri Lanka? We will take a detailed look into this tomorrow.